performs in this library. I get those kids all riled up. Susan would know something about that. Come closer.
Hi, Ruth. I'm Susan.
Which one?
And I brought you some flowers. I felt so bad I had to miss the last 2 birthdays.
Aww.
Before that, I came to all of them. So I'm so glad to see you today. Thank you for being here. That's right.
Thank you, Irene.
Irene.
No. Hi, Ruth. This is Irene.
Do you remember Irene Purble?
Irene. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So happy to be here. You also were the first person when I came to this country. You invited me and you let me see the movie, a Brazilian movie.
Ah.
And I was coming from Brazil. I was all delighted.
Black Orpheus?
And yes.
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Happy birthday. So glad to see you. No.
Thank you, Irene.
Next one.
Keith?
Keith.
Hi, Ruth. Keith Sweet. I was on the Jackson City Council, and you have 2 overdue books. Happy birthday. We love you.
Don't worry, Mom. Can you hear me? Mom, can you hear me? Yeah, Keith. I'll repeat some of these gems to you later, I promise.
I remember you.
Ruth, Ronnie, you don't remember me? I'm a newcomer. Thanks to your son, I just met you recently. I wish I had been around for more of your birthdays. But happy birthday.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Happy birthday. So wonderful.
That's nice of everybody doing
I just wanted to say happy birthday, love. Happy birthday.
This is Terry, Mom.
Do you remember me? No. Well, this
You have your mask.
keep it positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Happy birthday.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
I'll tell you everybody later.
Yes.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
Hello, Ruth. Video
Oh, Bill, thank you.
Bill McKenna.
Bill McKenna.
Sorry to say Joanna's not here to enjoy this with you.
Do you remember? Wait, let me pause just long enough. Do you remember, Mom, that there was a wonderful woman named Joanna who worked for you at Volcano Press for many, many years? And unfortunately, she passed away just a few months ago. This is her husband, Bill.
It's a joy seeing you, Ruth. Take care of yourself and stay beautiful.
You gonna say happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
No, sing it. Sing it. Let that beautiful voice sing. That's a singing guy. Yeah.
Hi, Ruth. It's me, Tim. Remember Eva used to do the Gold Country Times newspaper? You remember the Gold Country Times? I used to deliver them to you when you lived over at that funny place in Jackson. You remember that place?
It was funny.
Huh? Yeah,
It was funny.
it was funny, yeah. I know, every month.
Funny, huh? Is the right word.
Yeah, every month I'd bring you newspapers. Then we stopped publishing a few years ago. But I wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
It's a miracle.
You're welcome. All right, see you next year. See you here.
Thank you.
Thank
Terry.
you.
We'll review attendance later, Mom. What I'll do is I'll probably just pull up Facebook for her later and just start typing in names. Be the easiest way, I think.
Hi, Ruth. It's
You look so familiar.
Catherine Evatt from Photo Conservancy, and I've known you since you first moved to Amador County. And Sharkey, who worked for you, was my dear friend. And it's so great to see you, and I wish you the happiest of birthdays.
And you look so familiar.
you have to push a button?
No.
No. Do I have to stand up?
Yes.
Come on, you're only 90.
Come on.
I'm just 10 years old.
My mask.
I'm Billy, and I wanted been to one of your other birthday parties. It was up in
Right to your mouth.
Volcano.
Right to your mouth.
Up in Volcano. Billy.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, Billy Burton. And I brought Margaret to your birthday party up there in Volcano. So there were a bunch of old women around. I'm 10 years younger than you. I'll be 90 in August. And I must say, it's interesting getting older. Very interesting. I met you in 1984 when I came to ask you about publishing. I heard that you were a book publisher. And I'd written a children's book. And Dale Martin in Amador City did the illustrations of it. And I wanted to publish it. When you said you didn't do that kind of book, not children's stories. So you were very involved in important things, which I was impressed with. And I've admired you and cared about you, even though we're not close people that have been together, right? But you've sure been in my life, that's for sure.
Oh,
Thank you, Billy.
Happy birthday.
thank you.
Just talk right into that W.
Happy birthday, Ruth. You probably don't recognize me with this mask on. We talked about San Francisco, that's my hometown too. You and I talked at the winery, remember that? And I'm glad to be here today. And you made it to 100 years old, and there's more to come. And you look great. You look just beautiful. I mean that. So I want to just wish you another happy birthday. We'll see you next year, like Tim said, here. Okay?
There we go.
Okay.
I'll repeat this for you, Mom.
You'll watch the video.
Yes,
Hey
over.
Ruth, how are you? You're looking good.
Den.
Denny and Kat.
Den.
Surprise! Yeah, look at that face.
Darling, I would never recognize you. You look so young.
Oh.
You want a date?
That's hilarious.
This is Kathleen Everett, the current poet laureate of the county, wrote you a special poem and everything. You can read that later.
Well, no, depending on how long it is, we'll read it right here.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
long
long.
one, so.
She's incapable of less than 50 words.
Oh, 150 on this one, but because she's special.
Apologize and say.
You've lost your memory?
That's okay, I did too.
Yeah.
So he's still looking for real soon.
I've lost mine. I don't know what my excuse is.
On an hourly basis, so.
You're a lost cause.
We'll
Thank
get
you.
together and go look for it.
Happy birthday. I'm so proud of you.
find it
Thanks for that.
Big hug. I'll hug you later. Okay.
Then pass it on to the next person.
Whoever the first one. Ta-da. You're on.
My turn.
Don't get too excited.
Just speak into
Talk
it.
into the W
Can't speak English.
or the M if it's turned that way. Come all the way over. And introduce yourself.
Hi, Ruth. I'm Arlene Deere. I don't know if you remember me. It's been a couple of years.
Your voice up.
Oh, my voice up?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk
My
loud.
voice up?
Yeah, talk loud.
Hello, Ruth. Happy birthday. I get all the news from your son. He's just wonderful. Yeah. We go back real far. San Francisco Boys Chorus. I turn pages for Cal Simmons.
That's right.
What a coincidence. Yeah, really. What a coincidence. My brother sang with him.
Small world.
Small world.
Yeah.
Getting rid of all of this.
Has everyone said hello?
Who has not?
Anyone else want to say hello? Anyone?
The microphone down.
Into the
Thank you, Arlene.
W.
Thank you.
Ruth, happy birthday. We've enjoyed many of your, okay, now kids are, that's why I didn't want to do it. Anyway, we've enjoyed so many of your birthday parties. And I just want to say happy birthday.
Everybody, it's so sweet of you to show up on a sweltering day to honor Ruth, and I'll keep it short and sweet because I'll do the same thing as Sue. I'll just start choking up and be worthless here. However, I did want to read something to you. It's very short. It was something that my mom had written, back in the 80s, I'm guessing. And she used to be quite involved not only with the library, but with the Friends of the Library. Every time Volcano Press came out with a new book, 1 or 2 copies got donated to this library. Mom insisted that happen. And so as a voice for an advocate for women who were able to survive domestic violence, Volcano Press was a real beacon. And even in a small county like Amador, it happens everywhere, we know. So it was her contribution to keeping the message going and her love for the library, which brings me to this story, which I printed out in a font that I think is big enough. I have glasses, but I think
Don't be proud.
no.
Is it as big as the happy birthday sign back there?
Yeah.
Okay. You should
Yeah.
be able to say it.
I barely can read that, Den. All right, here we go.
There we go.
So, this actually appeared in the Upcountry News that Mom used to write for occasionally. It was a monthly newspaper. And initially, Rick Torgerson said, okay, write on senior issues, which she did for like 1 or 2 months. And then she just wanted to write about whatever she wanted to write about. And so she ended up writing about a lot of different things. We've kept all of her columns from that newspaper over the years. We clipped them out. And this one,
I'll help you with the big words.
thank you. You know, one of my mom's favorite expressions is from Alice in Wonderland, how the words come around on Friday night to get paid. So when I'm using a fancy word, I gotta pay extra, so.
You owe a lot, yeah.
This is called Sharing My Memory. I grew up in my library. You wrote this, Mom, so I'm gonna read it out loud for everybody. Growing up in San Francisco in the heart of the Depression, my only stimulation and pleasure was on Saturdays. Carrying 10 books, I went to the local library on Page Street. Well, she went there and checked out 10 books. 1 block from the famed intersection of Haight and Ashbury. There I checked out the limit afforded to me by 2 library cards and gradually worked my way through the children's section and into the adult books. Now you have to understand, Mom's memory of going to the library is like when she was 5. So she used to walk down from the family home up Upper Coal Valley. It was probably about a 8-block walk all the way down to Haight Street, and then 1 more block to Page, where the library is, and she was a 5-year-old kid.
Wow.
Back in the day. Fortunately, no librarian ever told me that I might not read adult books, and so my education was accelerated, to say the least. Next, I went to the Saturday matinee at the Haight Theater, watching 2 movies, serials, cartoons, news, and trailers for forthcoming films. In the twilight, I trudged up the hill to home and then repeated the same formula the following Saturday and for many years. Recently, somebody asked me what I thought was the greatest influence in my life. And like a jolt from my subconscious, I immediately responded, my library, of course.
Yay!
Do you want to say anything, Mom? I can be your voice. You know, you obviously see your voice is down to a whisper. But if you say something and I can hear it, I'll repeat it to everybody.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, that's loud enough.
You can speak for yourself.
You already said it. So now you can see why it was so important. Oh, so what happened was the library was closed for remodeling, and my mother would follow more or less what was happening through the Ledger Dispatch. And when it finally reopened, she's like, so I want to go to the library. And I got this idea that it would be an opportunity to have everyone who's here, obviously, to say hello to Mom, to see the beautiful library again.
Yes.
And we'll do one more quick spin around here before we take off. But I'll speak for Mom. And if you haven't met my girlfriend Laura, this is Laura. I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Laura's been tremendous. Laura moved up from the Bay Area herself, a retired journalist. So as you might imagine, Laura and my mom get along famously.
What's not to love? I'm sorry.
And I have to share, last time, Pat, my husband, and I.
Lynn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I just want to make sure Mom can hear
Yeah, last time I saw Pat and, Adam and Laura, I was having dinner at Walk and Roll with Pat, and Adam didn't hesitate to say, well, Laura and I really wanted to get out to be alone and make goo-goo eyes at them. Because someone's staying with Mom, but we didn't have time to do that, so it was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, haven't been terribly social the last 2.5 years.
Gee, you wonder why.
Really. But happy birthday, Ruth. Yes.
Thank you.
Anybody else? The microphone. This is.
Did you sing happy birthday yet?
No.
Let's do it.
I have one last thing to say to Adam, though. Your mother has lived here for 40 years?
Yes.
You've lived here long enough not to go to Walk and Roll to make googly eyes.
Hey, it's
absolutely right.
But it's close to home, you know, and we don't get far.
Yeah, part of it is I moved Mom in with me on August 10th, 2020. Took her out of Jackson Gardens, brought her home to Volcano, and we're coming up on 2 years now. And I've been very fortunate to have helped people coming into the cottage to stay with Mom while I come back to Jackson so I can teach my water aerobics. But so that, Laura and I are still somewhat of a newish couple, and so we wanted to be able to get out and have a date here and there. Sure. And that's why when we saw Lynn and Pat, it was like, oh, I'd like you to meet Laura, and we're not going to hang out with you guys. All right, happy birthday.
Adam,
yes.
I'll cry, so I'll try to make it quick.
Yeah.
You are doing something not very many children would do for their parents.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's true. Yeah.
That's very kind of you to say that. My response to that is twofold. The first one is, I love my mom. I've always been really close to her. And the second one is, she is such a remarkable human being. She deserves the care and the recognition, and her gratitude is off the charts. I get to wake up every morning and come into the room, and she's smiling and she's happy to see me. I mean, I'm not gonna, I will just say, not every person who gets to be this age is so gracious and filled with gratitude the way my mom is. And I consider myself lucky. And while there's been challenges in the caregiving, I have to tell everybody here, it's been a ginormous privilege to do what I do. And I know she appreciates it. So, but thank you for saying that. So I've done a handful of concerts, children's shows right here in this library. As the Sultan of Silly, some of you may have heard. So as a result, at the risk of being too silly, if you'll lower your masks, just your mask, please. That's part of the show right there. And sing Happy Birthday underwater, which is what I make all the 5-year-olds do. Take your finger and here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ruth. You're almost as good as the 5-year-old.
Most, huh?
Yeah,
fly.
practice that a little bit.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, it was fun.
To be a
that's my
5-year-old.
father's